Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's time for a positive spin. Today, we're going to be talking about Dario Argento's Phantom of the Opera. Now, I've been wanting to do this since we first created Positive Spin, because I think this movie is so hated, and it's very unfair that it's hated the way it is. Dracula, I still have trouble getting through. And I actually don't know if I've watched the whole thing, to be honest with you. It just kind of goes right through me. I know I probably did, but yeah. But Phantom of the Opera, I really enjoy. As a matter of fact, it is my second favorite Phantom of the Opera film, second only to Phantom of the Paradise from Brian De Palma. Man, there are so many Phantom of the Opera movies, aren't there? Hey, Joe, I got an idea. Actually, by the time you see this, maybe we'll have already done a uh, ranking on the Phantom of the Opera films. Who knows? We have so many ideas, so little time. Anyway, now my history with this film is I was late to the party. And the reason why I was late to the party is sometimes when I have a favorite director, like Dario Argento's, probably top 10 for me, maybe even top 5, who knows. But sometimes when I get the rest of their catalog, if there are movies like, say, Phantom of the Opera, Giallo, um, Dracula 3D, that are hated, universally hated, sometimes I tend to wait to watch them. And I know I shouldn't. I should rely on my own assessment of the film. But, and I get mad at myself every time, but I do let others influence my decisions on watching things. Not on reviewing things, but on watching things. I'm sure you guys know that I don't let people influence my decision on viewing things because I pretty much like everything and everyone says they hate certain films. So, yeah. So I waited to watch this one, and when I finally did, I was blown away. So blown away, as a matter of fact, that I did get the Scorpion Blu-ray for it. Now, this isn't the one that has all the bells and whistles, the box set, but this is the one, the standard Blu-ray. And I love this film. I really do. Okay, let's put a positive spin on Phantom of the Opera. First of all, a huge positive is the late Julian Sands and Asia Argento. Um, I think they make a great leading couple for the film itself. I've always liked Julian Sands. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Boxing Helena. I like the Warlock movies that he's in. I even like the other one, but that's a different story for a different day. Or a different positive spin for a different day. And of course, Asia Argento is absolutely gorgeous. Um, and in this one, she's gorgeous. Yeah. So the cast is pretty awesome. I know that some of the um, characters in this film kind of overplay, overact, but that's kind of what you've come to expect from an Argento film. Let's talk about Deep Red for a second. You have Carlo and his significant other who kind of overplay. You know, there are characters in Argento films that just kind of overact, and you come to expect that when you're a fan of Argento films. Now, Carlotta, the singer, the fat lady singing is, it's not over till the fat lady sings, yeah. She overplays, but I think she's funny. You have some of the other characters in the film that overplay. But like I said, you come to expect that from an Argento film. The next thing I like is, and a huge positive, is the costumes. For me, the costumes are everything in this film. And one thing that really surprised me, and one thing I really like about the film, and I was talking to my wife about this because she actually watched this with me and Joe, and or Joe and I, and she really liked this movie. Um, you have very expensive looking costumes, but the costumes fit the class in the film. And what I mean by that is you have certain people who have more money and their clothes are cleaner and pressed. Then you have lower class people in the film, like the people that work for the opera, and their clothes are dirty and torn, and it's a really great attention to detail. And speaking of attention to detail, another huge positive is the set pieces. I love the underground lair. It's probably my favorite one. Um, the closest one to the underground lair that I like from this movie is the original. That is the silent film. I like both of those. They're so atmospheric. This whole movie is atmospheric, and the set pieces are so beautiful. I like the humor. The humor is a huge positive in this one for me. You have the rat catcher, and of course, I don't want to give anything away in this. This is a different kind of Phantom of the Opera, although I'll get to that in a minute. That's another positive. But I like the rat catcher. I think he's pretty humorous. This has a lot of wacky moments. It's almost like it's a serious Phantom of the Opera movie, but it also has a little bit of wacky stuff in there. And of course, I'm taking this from the Atomic Snack Bar. My friend Rob. Um, there is a bit of wackiness in this movie, like Julian Sands having this. You're seeing what's in his head, and he's seeing all of these people in the opera that are little and squiggling around and part of this rat trap. It's just fun. And that's part of the humor right there. And another huge positive, which I was talking about before, is the the way this is. It's a very different telling of the Phantom of the Opera. He's not disfigured. I don't want to give it away why he's the Phantom and his whole mo. You have to watch it. But this is a very different telling. He's not disfigured, and most of the elements of the story are there. But what I like so much about a remake or a reboot or a requel at this point is that it takes enough from the original storyline, but yet does its own thing. And I think that's bold of Argento to take Phantom of the Opera and not have the typical story like you see in the silent film or in Hammer or in the Robert Englund remake. Um, I just think that's ballsy. And Joe and I have been using that word a lot lately because we've been watching a lot of Argento. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap this up because it's already gone 9 minutes. Definitely, I love this movie. I think it's so much fun, and I think if you put preconceived notions aside, I think you'll have fun with it. So check it out, or don't. But don't forget to check out Joe's positive spin for Dario Argento's Phantom of the Opera. Remember, guys, physical media matters. And until next time, peace.